Audio visual from an Irish perspective. This is the All Things TechIE podcast.
I'm Justin Dawson. Welcome to episode 59 of the All Things TechIE podcast, where I bring you the latest in tech, audiovisual from an Irish perspective, and want your comments. You can like, subscribe and comment by visiting our website www.allthingstech.ie, or you can follow us on YouTube, where you can watch these episodes on YouTube and look at me in person, or you can follow us and listen to us on your favorite podcast app, and all the details on our official website www.allthingstech.ie. Far too long of a gap between episode 58 and 59. My apologies. What happened? Well, what happened? Work, life got in the way. The Queen died. Is that an excuse? The Queen died? Well, you know what? One of my cousins works for one of the major broadcasting companies. I can't name which one. And he was behind the scenes when they were doing the whole funeral for the Queen. And I was hoping he would be able to come on one of the episodes to explain like the setup behind the scenes, where all the cameras were and how it got operated, the security protocols. So he asked, and then they said, no, you're not allowed to do that. So, sorry guys. So you're back listening to me. I'll stop switching the cameras. You're back listening to me, Justin Dawson, on the All Things TechIE podcast, on a month that has been a very busy month of tech. What has been going on? Well, you know, like the likes of Google closing down their streaming gaming company. We're going to be talking about that in upcoming episodes as well. But then they decide, well, if you bought one of our consoles, we're going to give you the money back. We're going to be talking about that, and we talked to a couple of gamers and what they think about that. Is streaming gaming the way forward? Well, you know, Xbox is doing it. Xbox is doing it with the 360, and the Xbox X and the Xbox S. That's hard to say on a podcast. Let's try that again. Xbox S and Xbox X for sugar. X and S. And I'll stop switching the cameras. So, so we will be talking about that in upcoming episodes. What else is coming up? Google overhauled Home app. Oh, I like this because I use a lot of Google products at home. And if you listen to past episodes, listeners, you will find out that I have my likes and dislikes of the Home app and Google Home. Whereas if you have a business account and you ask the AI device and to do something for you, it won't do it on certain things. So if I ask Google to go into my calendar on a business account or tell me what appointments I have during the day, it won't do it because of the business account and security matters. However, if I have a free Gmail account, it does work. It is the most frustrating thing ever. I have logged many times complaints to Google to ask them to fix it, and they keep on saying it's work in progress and there's nothing they can do. But the app itself has been redesigned to fix all the camera view, add favorites, and lets you use sensors for automation. But there's still limited support for older Nest cams. So I thought, oh dear, is this going to cause a load of problems, listeners, with my Nest products? And will they actually be supported? They actually were supported. Now, I don't have the latest and greatest Google doorbell, but I have one internal cam and Google doorbell, and they come up on the streams. And here's a little video clip of two of my cameras. Google is previewing a completely new home app for controlling its smart home devices and many more gadgets, as it anticipates people will add to their homes once the new smart home standard Matter arrives. I had to look this up. I had to say, what is this new standard that they're bringing out for smart homes? So if you haven't heard what Matter is, what matters most about Matter is the new smart home standard. How Amazon, Google, Apple, and Samsung will work with Matter, which and which products you should buy. Matter is the smart home standard that aims to answer many of the today's smart home headaches. It's supported a long list of companies from platforms like Apple, Google, and Amazon to major manufacturers such as Samsung, LG, and smaller accessory-focused players like Nanoleaf, Eve, and Wise. There's unprecedented industry collision behind Matter, a common language for smart home devices to communicate. Matter aims to simplify everything about the smart home, from purchase to setup to everyday use. Its biggest promise is that it will enable smart devices to work close with each other across platforms and ecosystems, no matter who made them. I found this fascinating, listeners. Does this mean that we won't have to ask Google by saying, "Hey Google," or will we not have to ask Alexa by saying, "Alexa, turn on the TV"? I'd probably, if you're listening live on, or if you're listening on a smart speaker, I probably turned on a load of your devices, so my apologies. But will we not have to ask these questions? Is it going to be now, "Hey Matter," or will we still have to prompt the AI to do something? That's what I want to know. So it's a common language for smart home devices, but Matter hasn't arrived yet. Following another setback, it's now expected to launch in the fall of 2022, which is pretty much now. This makes it hard to determine how it will work in your home and what it will allow you to do that isn't easy or even possible today. To answer some of the questions, The Verge gathered some information from published documents and talked to companies that plan to support the Connectivity Standards Alliance, CSA, that oversees Matter. So what platforms will work? Well, we mentioned that. Which products will work with Matter and when can I buy them? The four smart home platforms, Amazon, Alexa, Google Home, and Apple HomeKit, and Samsung SmartThings have all committed to supporting Matter, which means you'll be able to use their apps, smart speakers, displays, and smart voice assistants as Matter controllers to manage your connected devices. Bear in mind, though, these won't be the only players that can run your smart home with Matter, as more information emerges around how other ecosystems will support Matter and add there. So, Amazon has committed to upgrading its fourth generation Echo smart speaker to Thread and act as a border router. Google Nest has committed to updating all its Nest smart speakers and displays to Matter. Similarly, Google said it will support developers who make products for its platform to integrate with Matter via Google Home Devices SDK for Matter. Apple HomePod MIDI and Apple 4K TV both have Thread radios inside, and they will work with it. Samsung has said it's upgrading all its SmartThings hubs to support Matter. So a lot of Matter 1.0, the first Matter specification includes connected devices such as light bulbs, plugs, door locks, thermostats, blinds, shades, home security sensors, garage door controllers, wireless access points and bridges, telephone visions, and streaming videos. Arlo, August, Yale, Belkin, Comcast. The list goes on, listeners. But and is Matter going to keep my smart home private and secure? Smart home adoption has been seriously hampered by concerns of privacy and security, and keeping devices secure is a core tenet of Matter. But I'm still looking for the answer of the actual voice controls, and there's no answer yet. that is the basic answer to that question. There is no answer yet. Maybe you still say, "Hey Google, Alexa, turn on," and they all integrate. Hopefully, but it's going to be an interesting time. We're gonna come back to that topic. Love to hear what AV people think, especially people that audiovisual professionals that use voice recognition in the likes of higher ed, in businesses and stuff like that, to stop the touch because of COVID. I know COVID's not really talked about now, but these voice recognition programs were integrated into a lot of buildings. Will the likes of Matter make it easier, or will it be more cumbersome in a security end of things. Let us know what you think. But Google has updated its app, and I actually do like it. And additionally, the customization at the core of the new Google Home app, with homepage for the app now being on favorites. Here you can create personalized view of your devices, actions, and automations. You can see live cameras of your smart cameras if there's a live feed going on. Instead of having to click into the camera, I found that really handy to look at. You can do camera tiles, and saving the best for last. Finally, Google is bringing essential support to the Google Home ecosystem. That means that you'll be able to trigger automations by motion. And yeah, I have to say I do like the new look of the app. Let me know what you think by tweeting me at Justin or Dawson. You can tweet the actual show at AV Tech Junkies. And don't forget, if you're looking to me at this video on YouTube, you can subscribe on YouTube and leave a comment there, and all the details on our official website, www.allthingstech.ie. Now, Twitter. So, well, let's go into social media talk now. Shall we start with Facebook or Twitter? Elon Musk, Elon Musk, was it going ahead? Was it not going ahead? It is going ahead. Twitter confirms Musk go ahead with the $44 billion deal.
When we spoke, Elon, I asked you whether you were thinking of taking over. You said no way. You said, I do not want to own Twitter. It is a recipe for misery. Everyone will blame me for everything. What on earth changed?
No, I think everyone will still blame me for everything. Yeah, if I acquire Twitter and something goes wrong, it's my fault, 100%.
Wouldn't it have been great if you actually bought some Twitter shares when it was plummeting, when people thought it's a going ahead, is it not going ahead? Did the shares really plummet? And maybe not. Right, Elon Musk offered to push through its buyout of Twitter at the original agreed price of $44 billion, just weeks before the scheduled start of a bitter court case over his efforts to withdraw from the deal. The world's richest man saying he's filing with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, that he sent Twitter a letter vowing to honour the contract. The latest twist in the long-running saga came to the high-stakes trial instigated by Twitter in an attempt to hold the Telsa chief to the deal that he signed back in April of 2022. Mr. Musk's potential stewardship for the social media site has sparked worry from activists who fear he could open the gates to more abusive and misinformative posts. Reports on Tuesday of the U-turn by Mr. Musk prompted a surge in Twitter's share value that triggered a suspension of trading, which resumed after the regulatory filing. We write to notify you that that Musk's parties intend to proceed with the closing of the transaction. Read a copy of the letter to Twitter filed with the SEC. Twitter confirmed to the AFP that he received a letter from Mr. Musk and said it intends to close the buyout deal at the agreed price of 54.20, euro and 25 cents per share. Conditions noted that Mr. Musk's letter included that the court halt the action of the lawsuit against him. He had been slated by and questioned under oath by Twitter attorneys later in the week. Has he any buyer's remorse? I think that Musk realised that he was not going in to win the deal, University of Richmond law professor Carl Tobias told AFP. Ever since the buyer's remorse, the problem has been why he has not done due diligence up front. So it is going ahead. The question is, listeners and fans to the show, are you pro Elon Musk? Are you anti Elon Musk? Do you like his approach? Are you going to close down your social media Twitter account because Elon Musk has bought over? Is it going to bring big changes to Twitter? I know they're talking about having an editing feature, still not switched on yet, I don't believe. But personally, I like Twitter. I think it's a very useful tool if it's not changed. The social media design of Twitter, I hope it doesn't get changed. It works. I know a lot of AV tweeps use Twitter. Would I like it, all the AV professionals to move to another social media? No, not really. I think we've built up a network now on Twitter. Let us know what you think. And here's my Twitter handle right down here. If you'd like to get in contact with the program, and let me know what you think about Elon Musk buying it and abandoning his legal battle of not buying Twitter. Instagram launches a High Court appeal against a record €405 million fine. Instagram launched a High Court appeal against the 400 million fine that it was issued by the Data Protection Commission in Ireland earlier this month. Meta owns and operates Instagram, and Meta Ireland has started the legal proceedings, and the €405 million fine is the largest ever handed out by the DPC, surpassing a fine it issued to Meta-owned WhatsApp last year. The fine was issued followed an investigation into the way which Instagram handled and processed teenagers' personal data. The inquiry began in September 2020 and looked at the process by which users aged between 13 and 17 were allowed to operate business accounts on Instagram. In some cases, allowed or required children's phone numbers and or email addresses to be made public. Commenting on the inquiry, the Data Protection Commissioner Helen Diskin said the significance of the risk could be considerable. In a statement, a Meta spokesperson said, "We engaged fully with the DPC throughout their inquiry, which focused on old settings that we've updated over a year ago. We disagree with a number of the aspects of the decision, including how the fine was calculated, and now have filed our appeal." Now, they have filed their appeal, but interesting enough, also, Meta, the company in Ireland, is having a hiring freeze to apply to Irish operations as global ad revenue slump. Now, they're blaming it on global ad revenues. Internal memo details a plan for Facebook owner to pause sourcing candidates at social media giant. Facebook's parent company Meta global hiring freeze for most roles across the company will also apply to its Irish business as the social media group battles an advertising slump and rising competition. So, Twitter taking over by Elon Musk, is this going to be more competition? Where is that going? But don't forget, Meta has WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram, and yet they want to do an advertising freeze because they think they're not getting enough advertising revenue across their platforms. Or is it the fact that they are being sued? The potential of €405 million. An internal memo seen by the Financial Times, Laurie Gawler, Meta's head of people, wrote that starting on Friday, the company would pause sourcing candidates and will not make any offers until the freeze is lifted later this year. It is understood the same memo was sent to its Irish operations, where the company directly employs more than 3,000 people. An additional 6,000 people are employed at operations across multiple sites, including Meta's international headquarters in Dublin, Clonee Data Centre in County Meath, and Reality Labs in Cork. Let us know what you think about this. Is the times that social media is absolutely changing, listeners? Love to hear your thoughts. Get in contact with the All Things Techie podcast by comments at allthingstech.ie. You can visit our website, www.allthingstech.ie. Tweet me at Justin or Dawson, or you can tweet the show itself at AV Tech Junkies. Now, gamers to bid farewell to FIFA franchise after 30 years. One of the biggest franchises in video game history is coming to an end on Friday with the release of FIFA 2023, the final installment of a football game that has entranced millions of fans for the past 3 decades. US game maker, Electronic Arts or EA, and global football body FIFA spent months negotiating over the licensing agreement that has underpinned the game since its first edition in 1993. And yes, listeners, I probably did play the first one of those games, FIFA in 1993, whether it be on the Nintendo or Super Nintendo. or PlayStation. Wow, what times we lived in at the time. For the final version, EA has included women's club teams for the first time, though only from England and France, several years after they introduced women's international sides. And FIFA 23 sees a series bow out on a high and provides encouraging signs for the debut of EA Sports FC later this year, sometime this year. So probably in time for Christmas, in other words. The video game industry, estimated to be worth $300 billion a year, has become increasingly cutthroat in recent years, with the biggest companies buying up many of their competitors. EA had a turnover of $5.6 billion last year, making it the biggest game makers that remains outside the grasp of the four giants, Tencent, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. The end of the deal with FIFA came after the football body reportedly raised its licensing fee demand from $150 million last year to $250 million, bringing the total mooted 4-year contract to $1 billion. EA will lose the rights to FIFA name and its competitions such as the World Cup, but it can be seen still use player names and non-FIFA competitions such as English Premier League, a key advantage over its rivals. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what that new game will be like. And, like, people still love Pro Evo. And I remember when Pro Evo couldn't use official club names. That's going back a long time. Yes, I'm showing my age. I'm 39, going on 40, listeners. Yeah. EU lawmakers, and about time, says this presenter, EU lawmakers impose a single charger for all smartphones from 2024. The EU Parliament has passed a new law requiring USB-C to be the single charger standard for all new smartphones, tablets, and cameras from late 2024. The measure, which EU lawmakers adopted with a vote of 602 in favour and 13 against. Really? 13 people voted against having a universal smart charger. Why? 13 people against, 602 people in favour. In Europe at least, push Apple to drop its outdated Lightning port on its iPhones for the USB-C, one already used by many of its competitors. Makers of laptops will have an extra time from early 2026 to also follow suit. EU policymakers say the single charger rule will simplify the life of Europeans, reduce mountain of obsolete chargers, and reduce costs for its consumers. It is expected to save at least €200 million per year and cut more than 1,000 tons of EU electronic waste every year. The bloc's competition chief Margaret Vestager said the EU move is expected to ripple around the world. Faster data speeds and so forth with USB-C.
The All Things Techie Podcast. Subscribe, like, and share.
Now, we have loads of product reviews that's going to come up on the All Things Techie Podcast, and I have been collecting a load of different products and bits and pieces to show off. The first being this. What's in the box? That is my very, very nice Bear Grylls video sunglasses. And as you can see there, listeners, just in the center of the nose is the camera. And I will be doing a full product review. I put them on? I'll put them on. Yeah, why not? I'll put them on for the camera. I'll be doing a full video review of the actual video quality of the Bear Grylls glasses. Really like them. It does come with the actual blockout EV and clear. I know I still have them in the package, but clear glass as well. So I must put in the clear glass and show you them as well. And I use a little USB-C cable to charge. You get about, I think there's nearly an hour's worth of memory on them once they're charged. And I use them while I'm cycling. Lately, I bought myself a new mountain bike and doing a lot of cycling during the summer. And I know the autumn months are closing in. It's getting darker earlier. Got good lights for my bike. But with that in mind, I also got myself the latest Fitbit watch. There you go. I'm actually even showing the time there, 5 minutes to 9 p.m. When I'm recording this podcast. So I'll be doing a preview and my thoughts on the new Fitbit. That's the Fitbit Sense 2. There's the box. Yeah, I'll be doing a personal review of that. So I have the Fitbit, I have the Bear Grylls glasses to do a review on, and also Logitech have sent me one of the brand new Blue Sona microphones to test out. I will be doing a full product review on that, and they're sending me the white version, I believe. So thank you to the guys at Logitech for sending me something, one of the new microphones. I'm going to do a full unboxing of it. What is on the new Blue Sona? Well, it's like as if they're taking on the likes of Elgato. They're taking on the likes of the Shure mics. I know everyone loves the old Shure mic, broadcasting mic. Personally, I have loved this Rode microphone for years. I'm a Luddite with regards to this microphone. I've had it for, I say, at least 10 years now. The Rode Broadcaster. I have my Behringer compressor, limiter, and my mixing desk here over in the corner. I love this microphone and phantom powered and everything. So, but a lot of the new microphones, the Elgatos and the Logitechs, they're doing internal shock mount. They're doing Pro XLR connection. They're doing Blue Sound certified. So, and they are making it like an all-in-one product that you don't need to have compressors or limiters on it. Dual diaphragm mic capsule. The actual quality and specs of these details. Super cardioid, 40 hertz to 18 kilohertz frequency response sensitivity, total harmonic distribution and noise of 0.06 at 1 kilohertz at 94 decibels SPL, signal to noise rate. Like, sounds like an absolutely amazing microphone, and I'm going to do a video of this microphone that I use with my compressor, limiter, and my mixing desk, and then I'm going to strip it back, listeners and viewers, and I'm going to show you them side by side, and you can tell me what microphone sounds better. And I'm not going to put any limiters or anything in the Blue Sona apart from what comes in the box, and you can judge that. So I'm going to do a full review of that. I also have, for ages, I have the Arsenal AI device that goes onto my camera, my Nikon 5100, that I was supposed to do a review on during the summer, and just time ran away with itself. So I have at least 4 video reviews. They will be up on the YouTube channel, so subscribe to me on YouTube, and also it's going to be on my own official website, justinordawson.com. And I know any unboxing videos or any reviews that I've done in the past gets a lot of comments and a lot of reviews back, because I'm honest with my reviews. Some people send me these other things that I've bought myself. The Fitbit watch I bought myself, so I'll give you an honest review of that. I will give you an honest review of the Bear Grylls glasses, and also, I said the Fitbit watch, and of the Arsenal as well. The Arsenal was a Kickstarter project as well, so I will be giving full reviews of that as well. Don't forget, if you like this podcast and you're into higher education, you can join myself and Joe Way. We do the Across the Ponds podcast, talking about everything audiovisual and higher ed from an Irish and American perspective. You can find that wherever you get your podcasts. It's great fun to listen to that, and we love your comments back on that as well. But that's all we have time for on episode 59 of the All Things Techie podcast. I've been Justin Dawson. In a month that has a lot of things going on with social media, a lot of security implications with the Queen and her funeral that I'm not allowed to talk about with my cousin, unfortunately. But loads of product reviews coming up from things that you have sent me to try out. I'm looking forward to trying out the new Logitech Sona mic. But until the next episode 60, I can't believe we've actually reached 60. Look forward to it. Subscribe, like, share, comment, tell 3 of your favourite friends about this podcast, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
The All Things Techie podcast is a product of the Extreme Media Network. For advertising and sponsorship opportunities, please visit www.extrememedia.ie. That's XTREME media.ie.